This is the second part of algebra where we are dealing specifically with substitution. We will be given a certain number and we will replace the unknown with that number. Here we have 8a minus 15 over a. We want to find a value when a is equal to 5. So we are going to substitute. We are going to replace all the a's with 5. And then we will evaluate accordingly and our answer will be a real number. 11 plus 4y over 2. So here we have one instance of y. So we will replace y with the real number 6. So we'll do the multiplication and then 24 over 2, that's 12. Add it up, we'll get 23. So we have k here in two cases. So let's add k equals to 7. And bear in mind the special requirement, our answer will be a mixed number in the simplest form. So replace k with 7. Evaluate all the way, do the necessary subtraction, and then produce the answer 12 and 4 over 7. So what's the value of 10b minus this? So we have two instances of b. We'll substitute b equals to 3 in there. Then we'll do the multiplication, getting us 30 over here. Do the multiplication, that's 12 plus 3. And then evaluate and arrive at 25. Now we're given this expression, we have to evaluate what's inside the parentheses here and then afterward times 3. So order of operations will apply here as well. So substitute r with 3 and then do the multiplication to get 15 minus 3. Then evaluate this inside the parentheses, then do the multiplication followed by the addition. So here we have a problem sum. Stephen is paid this amount hourly for his job. So 8 hours. We are going to multiply this by 8. So we can obtain the expression first, but we are going to now substitute x equal to 7 for his daily salary, which is 8 hours a day. So we're going to multiply by 7 over here. So 24 times 7. After that, add it to 64 and we'll get 232 per day. So we've got multiplication here and addition over here. So order of operations will apply. Substitute y equals to 3 in here. So, before I do that, I actually simplify the expression. So 2 times 5y is 2 times 5y. Anything multiplied by 0 is a 0, so it disappears. Now I will substitute 3 in here, so it's much simpler. And then that's a 15 plus 2, giving us 17. Right, here we're going to substitute z equals to 8. So that will be 3 times 8 minus 6 over 2, getting us 24 minus 6 over 2. Well, what I did here was to divide by 2 for each term. Here, 24 divided by 2 is 12. Here, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So subtract the 2 and you get 9. Right, for this question, we have two instances of y within the parentheses. So let's do this by substituting y with 6, and then we'll work out everything in here, starting with multiplication and division. Okay, and after that, evaluate this, that's a 7, and finally, the answer is 6. Given that y equals to 7, find the value of the following, plus, minus, and division. So we can simplify the expression, or we can simply substitute 7 straight away. So here, sub 7 in there, and then we'll do the multiplication. Okay, now how did I get a 7 times 7 here? Look here, I can take 28 divided by 4 first. That's perfectly fine. So that's how I got my 7 times 7. You can also do it from left to right, 28 divided by 28 times 7, but obviously you'll be working with a much larger number. So 49 minus 21 here, go from left to right, and you get 40. So we have y equals to 3. We'll substitute 3 in these two instances. Okay, and the answer is 6. So we've got m up here and m up here. We'll substitute m equals to 8, presenting our answer as a mixed number. So this becomes 8 and this becomes 8. Next up, 56 minus 47 minus 40 over 6. So now you know why we're going to have a mixed number, because 40 is not a multiple of 6. Anyway, from here we're going to take 9 wholes minus 6. No. We can take 8 wholes minus 6, giving us 2, and then 6 over 6 minus that is 2 over 6. So it does require you to be quite comfortable subtracting fractions. So substitute 2 into this expression. So we'll get 28m times 2, 28 times 2 times 5 minus 2 times 2 and then times 10. So from here, order of operations will apply, and then we'll get this situation here, 240. Well, given this expression, we will substitute y equals to 4. So that will get us a 20 minus 6, which is a 14 over 2, and 7 is the answer. So we've got two instances of p. We'll sub 7 into those instances. 8 times 7, 5 plus 7, and we will evaluate, leading us to 62. So if y equals to 6, what is this? So we're going to substitute 6, 5 plus 6, 2 times 6. Okay, evaluate what's within the parentheses, and then finally left to right, getting us 6. So here we'll substitute 7 into this expression and make sure our answer is as a mixed number. So times 7, 21 over 5, that's 4 and 1/5. So add the whole numbers here, and 10 and 1/5 will be the answer. So from here, we're going to substitute 8 into this expression. So that's 9 plus 16 over 4, which is 4 over here. So 9 plus 4 gets us 13. Now, we're going to multiply by half. So 2 times half, and then 2 times half here. So 2 halves is actually equal to 1. So this eventually leads to 2 being the answer. Okay, substitute p equals to 2 into this 4-term expression. And here we go. We're going to multiply 10 with 2 and 2 with 2, getting us a 20 here and getting us a 4 here. And then we'll evaluate. Okay. Now 4 minus 4 cancels out, so that's a 0. So 7 plus 20 is 27. Right, we're going to substitute d equals to 9. Therefore, 3 times 9 will be done. 27 minus 6, that's 21 over 7, that's 3. And then 25. Substitute w equals to 36. So we're going to take 3 times 36 over 2 minus 36 itself plus 4. So, okay, multiply, and then you get 3 times 18. Oh, here I can simply take 36 divided by 2 and then get a 3 times 18. You can also take 3 times 36. Obviously, you will be working with a larger number. So from here, just go from left to right, and you get 22 for your answer. Alright, next, so 18 plus 5b minus 2b minus 4 sub b equals to 3, which means we'll do the multiplication. Okay, getting these two answers, and then we can, I took 18 plus 15. Now minus 6 minus 4 is basically minus 10. So eat 6 cookies, eat 4 cookies, you're eating a total of 10. So you can also just simply go from left to right, which is slightly slower, but still okay. So we're going to substitute p equals to 5, which means 8 times 5 over 3. That means we can split 40 into 39 and 1. So what's 39 divided by 3? Why did I choose 39? Because it's a nice big multiple of 3. So we get 13. And what's this 1 over 3 here, right? That's the remainder. Now you can also use long division if you want. So y will now be replaced with 8 for this expression. So 7 plus 6 times 8 over 7. That is going to give us 48 over 7, which is can be converted to a mixed number straight away. From here, just add the wholes together and you have your answer. Okay, your problem sum. J and K had 160 in all. Kenneth had this more than Jimmy. Well, to show what's going on, I can draw a model. So Kenneth had this amount more than Jimmy, and the total is 160. Now, we want Jimmy's share, which is this shorter bar right here. Well, we can find out what this number is by replacing n with 7. So that we realize is actually $90. So what we can do is to take 160 minus away $90, which leaves us with 2 units. Okay, since we are interested in only 1 unit, we will divide the answer by 2. So 160 minus 90 is 70, half that, and we get 35 being Jimmy's share. The cost of sending a parcel overseas is this amount, where P is the mass of the parcel in grams. Now we are given 500 grams, so that's cool. We don't have to do conversion. But what's the cost when it weighs 500? Well, if P is the mass in grams, we're going to substitute P for 500 because we're told P stands for the mass, and we're told it's a 500 gram parcel. So substitute that in there. Next, we're going to multiply by 100. So jump 2 decimal places, that's a 2. And then times 5, that's a 10. So 10 plus 8 is therefore $18. Ada's mass is this 3c kg. Sam is 2 kg lighter than Ada. Now, once I see phrases like this, I know I should draw a model or make everything clear, which is what I'm doing here. So 3c for Ada, 2 kg. Sam is 2 lighter than whatever Ada is. So whatever Ada is, minus 2. Zach is 5 more than Ada. So whatever Ada has, plus 5. And that's it. Okay, so if C is equal to 9, find the total of the 3 people mentioned here in kilograms. So what we can do is to sum everything up here. So we'll combine the unknowns here, 3C, 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 that's a total of 9. Now, negative 2 plus 5 is positive 3. Now, we'll just substitute. Now, this is the mass in C, in terms of C. So we're told to substitute 9, and that will do. We'll get ourselves 81 plus 3, which is 84 kilograms. Mrs. Wang divided Y dollars equally between her 2 children. Well, doesn't that mean Y divided by 2? Or rather half of Y. Okay, so Kathy would get half Y, John would get half Y. Now, John spent $178, so that's a subtraction, and he saved the rest of it. Find the amount John saved in terms of Y. Well, this is half Y minus 178, so that would be his savings in terms of Y. Next, if Y is 568, find the amount John saved. Well, we're just going to substitute 568 into this expression here, and basically 568 divided by 2 gives us 284. Do the subtraction and you should arrive at $106. Faisal spent $8 on a magazine and $12 more on a book than on a magazine. So H on the magazine, 12 more than magazine on the book. He also bought a pen at 5 actual dollars. The total spent was $25. How much did the magazine cost? Well, you know for sure that we're going to take away 5, yeah? So we'll take 25 minus 5. That would be the first step. Or I could, in this case, form an equation. Everything here is 25. Now 12 plus 5 is 17. And then we'll do the subtraction, giving us 2H is equal to 8. Now magazine costs 1H, so half that, $8 divided by 2 is $4. Andy has K stamps, Muthu has 3 times. Well, we can make everything clear. So Andy has K, Muthu has 3 times of that, that will be 3K. And James had 8 more than whatever Muthu had. So whatever Muthu had, plus 8. Now, how many stamps do they have all together, given that? Ooh, I guess part A would be how many stamps did they have all together? That would be 7 Ks. How many this is? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7 Ks plus 8. That would be the total in terms of K. Now, part B, if K is equal to 12, so we are now going to substitute 12. How many altogether? Again, we are dealing with the total, so we can reuse this expression, except now K turns into 12. So 7 times 12 plus 8, that gives us 92. Mr. Tan had 7 D pencils. He gave 3 to each of his pupils. Okay, now how do you model that? And he had 2 D pencils left. Now, doesn't that mean that he gave a total of 5 D pencils to all the students? Well, I'm going to put 5D there. Okay, now 3 each. So how many 3s are there over here? Okay, so imagine you have, okay, you are giving 3 pencils to each. Alright, so 3 times the actual number of students would produce a total of 5D pencils. For example, if you have 15 pencils, let's say this is 15 right here, total 15 pencils, and you give each student 3. Doesn't that mean you have 5 students? Well, it's the same situation here, except that this is an unknown. So the total pencils is 5D. Just now I said 15. Okay, if you divide by 3, you will obtain the number of students. No, let's do that. The number of students is 5D over 3. So what's helpful to me, I think, is usually to imagine a situation that has a real number or a number that you're comfortable with, and then apply the same rule to this slightly more complex question. So we're given a table here that shows the pens sold last week. So week refers to the 5 weekdays and each of the 2 weekends. What was the total sold last week? Oh, 2p per day, we're going to multiply by 5. So 5 times 2p, that's Monday to Friday. This is Saturday, this is Sunday. Simplify that to obtain 14p plus 35 pence. So that's the answer in terms of p, pens sold last week. Now, how many pens sold on Sunday? Oh, in this case, we can just focus on this expression right here, 3p minus 5, and substitute p equals to 30. So 3 times 30 minus 5, that will get us 85. And now level 2 questions. A pair of jeans cost p dollars, a t-shirt costs $20 less. Well, we can first say that jeans will be p and then t-shirt $20 less. Owen bought 2 pairs of jeans. You know we're going to multiply this by 2 and keep this because this is just one t-shirt. So 2 times p and this p minus 20 stays there. Simplify the expression and we'll obtain 3p minus $20. Now, this is what he paid, right? So we're now going to be told p is 98. So we'll reuse this expression. So 3 times 98 minus 20, giving us $274. Sume is k years older than his sister. Well, we can model that by drawing one block for the sister and Sume having k more than the sister. And the sum of their ages is 38. How old is Sume now? Okay, so what we can do is to fill in a k over here. Currently the total is 38, yeah? So fill in this k here. What would you get? 38 plus k. Now if you want to obtain Sume, and you have these 2 equal bars, you will just halve that. So that's going to be 38 plus k over 2. Next, Sume in 7 years time. Well, we just realized that Sume now is going to be 38 plus 6 over 2, given that k is 6. So Sume now is 22. But the question wants Sume in 7 years time in the future. That would be an addition of 7, and that gives us 29. Mrs. Jones paid a total of $38 for 3M pens and 4 markers. Okay, so 1 pen is going to cost $2 as we're told here. 3M pens, well, 2 pens, you're going to times 2. 3 pens, you're going to times 3. What about 3M pens? You are going to times 3M. So what's 3M times 2? That is $6M. Now, if the total is 38, does that not mean the 4 markers will be 38 minus the total spent on pens? Because if this right here, the total cost is 6M, what's the total cost for the 4 markers? It would be 38 minus 6M. And what's the cost of 1 marker then? We're going to take this entire expression and divide that by 4. Next, if M equals to 4, how much did each marker cost? We will sub 4 into the expression here for each marker. So that will be 38 minus 6 times 4, giving us $3.50. 120k stickers are shared among 4 boys and 8 girls. Each boy received 4 stickers. Well, we can find the actual number of stickers by all 4 boys, and that we will do. That's 16. Now, what was received by the 8 girls then? That would be the sum of 120k minus all the stickers for the boys, 16. Now, per girl, we would take this entire expression, divide that by 8. Now, this could be your answer, or you could simplify. For example, 120 divided by 8 happens to be 15. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So this is the simplified version, but this will do as well. Okay, part B. If k is equal to 2, how many stickers did each girl receive? Well, how nice. We're going to use one of these expressions and just sub 2 into it, and we'll obtain 28. So a total of C, J, and M is 15p kilograms. Kathy has a mass of 5p. Oh, I like to make everything clear for questions like that. So Kathy has a mass of 5p. Jack is 2 kg heavier than whatever Kathy is, so 5p plus 2. The sum of all 3 people, 15p. You know that for Mark, we're going to subtract these 2 quantities here. Well, we can sum them up. 5p plus 5p plus 2 is 10p plus 2. Now we're now going to take 15p minus this. Here's where students get in trouble. Is it going to be minus 10p plus 2? No. I know I see a plus 2 here. I know, right? But you should say it's going to be 15p minus this 10p and minus this 2. Does that make sense? imagine this situation here, 15p. Okay, what's m's share? We're going to take 15p minus 5p minus 5p minus 2. You're not going to plus 2 here. Okay, so this is the answer. If p is equal to 10, what is Mark's mass? We're just simply going to substitute 10 in here, and the answer is 48 kg. Ashley is 8A years old. She is 6 years younger than her sister, which means her sister is 6 years older. Okay, I like to make everything clear. 8A for Ashley, sister is 8 years older. Now, you see this and right here? Who is 33 years younger than the mother? It's not the sister, it's Ashley herself. See, who's this she referring to? Ashley, right? So Ashley, 6 years younger than sister, and Ashley, 33 years younger than her mother. So whatever Ashley is, mother is 33 years older. So if Ashley is younger, mom is older. Next, how old will the sister be in 4 years' time in terms of age? So whatever this is, we'll calculate 4 years into the future. That's an addition of 4, so that's 8A plus 10 years. If A equals to 3, what is the total of Ashley and her mother in 4 years' time? So sum these two up, we are not counting the sister, and then plus 4 to each of those ages. That means 8A currently, 4 years in the future, 8A plus 4. 8A plus 33 currently, 4 years in the future, plus 4. Then simplify these expressions and you should obtain 89, or of course you got to substitute A equals to 3, which I did just before that. See, the good thing about simplifying your expressions first is that you don't have to write A equals to 3, 1, 2, twice. A little bit of labor savings. Okay, right from the first sentence, you know this question is trouble. JR spent 5 minutes less than Q hours. You see that? 2 different units there will be conversion required here. To answer 100 questions in a quiz, express the duration in minutes. Okay, so because they want minutes, we're going to convert Q hours into minutes. Right, each question. Oh, first thing I do, Q hours, how do you get that in minutes? We're going to multiply by 60. Just like if you're given 1 hour, how many minutes is that? You're going to times 60. So it's 60 Q minutes. For the 100 questions, it would be 5 minutes less than Q hours. So whatever Q hours is in minutes, minus 5. That would be the time taken for 100 questions. The question, however, is asking for each one. So we're going to divide this expression by 100 and the units is minutes. Next, find the average in minutes which JR spent to answer each question when Q equals to 3. Ooh, how nice. We're just going to reuse this expression, except now Q is equal to 3, giving us 1 and 3 over 4 minutes. Don't forget the special requirements. Give your answer in the simplest form as a fraction. 5 shirts cost this amount and a pair of pants cost this amount. If P equals to 25, how much does it cost to buy 2 shirts? So we currently have the expression for 5 and 2 pairs of pants. We're just going to multiply this by 2. Anyway, 5 shirts cost this amount if we sub P equals to 25. So working with the real number is much easier than the expression. So I substituted P equals 25. So 1 shirt is simply 60 divided by 5, that's 12. 2 shirts is 24. Next, I'm working with pants separately. So this would be 3 times 25, which is $75. 2 pair of pants, therefore is 150. So what's the sum? We're just going to add, and he gets 175. Taha's weekly allowance is 3 times of Chloe's and Ken's allowance is half of Chloe's. I like to make everything clear here. Now, when we first read that T is 3 times of C, we will most probably write 3 and 1, yeah? But K is half of Chloe's, so we're going to take 1U divided by 2, which gives us 0.5. Now, I don't like to work with 0.5. You can, okay? But we can make it divisible. So what do I do instead? Let's call this 2 units. So what is Ken now? Ken is half of 2 units, which is a nice 1 unit. So, but we now must make sure Taha has 3 times of Chloe. So 2 units times 3 will be 6 units. So I will no longer use 3 and 1, I'll use 6 and 2 here. So anyway, the total is $4p. What is Chloe's weekly allowance? Okay, therefore that would be 6U plus 2U plus 1U. That is equal to 4p. 9U is 4p. 1 unit is 4p over 9. But Chloe is not 1 unit, is she? Chloe's 2 units. So 4p over 9 times 2 will get us 8p over $9. Now, next one, we'll just substitute 36 and we'll get $32. Sufen has 3 times as many as Ida, so what I like to do is Sufen has 3 units and Ida has 1 unit. Belle has twice of whatever Sufen has, so that would be 6 units. The difference between Belle, okay, and Ida is 35W. So what that means is 6U minus 1U is 35W, 5U is 35W. 1U therefore is 7W. How many marbles does Ida have in terms of W? Hey, that happens to be 1 unit, so 7W is the answer. If W is equal to 3, what is the total for the 3 children? Well, 3U plus 1U plus 3U, 3U plus 1U plus 6U is 10 units. So 10 units is therefore what? If 1U is 7W, what's 10 units? That's 70W, isn't it? Now sub W equals to 3. That would be 210 marbles. 4 men carried 2 R sacks of rice each. The 5th one carried 6 more than each of the 4 men. Okay, so imagine the 1 man, 2 R each. The 5th man is whatever each man had, 6 more. So 5th man is 2 R plus 6. Okay, the 5 men altogether would be 4 of those 2 R's, the first 4. And then this is the 5th man, 2 R plus 6. So that's 8R plus 2R plus 6, that's 10R plus 6 sacks of rice. The 5th man carried 14. Oh, since we know the 5th man had 14, 2R plus 6 is 14. Which means we can actually find out what R is. R is actually equal to 4. Okay, the 5 men, how many did they carry? Since R is equal to 4, we're going to substitute into this expression here. So 10 times 4 plus 6, that would be 46. Susie spends 5 minutes less than P hours. Whoa, that looks like the question that we did earlier. Again, trouble. We are given minutes and we are given hours. How many minutes did she spend per question? So we need to convert hours to minutes. Right, 1 hour is 60. P hours would be P times 60. That's 60P minutes. So 50 questions is going to be 5 minutes less than P hours. So that's whatever this is, minus 5. Now, but that's for 50 questions. The question wants 1 question. So divide the whole expression by 50. That's it. Now, per question, if P is equal to 4, we'll just substitute P equals to 4 in here. And then evaluate to find 4.7 minutes. Don't panic that you have a remainder. Just write whatever you see there. K boys each rented a bicycle and went on an excursion for 5 hours. For each bicycle, the bicycle shop charged $8 for the first hour and an hourly rate of 5 for the subsequent hours. Hang on, 5 hours. The first one would be charged at $8. The other 4 hours would be $5 each. So anyway, okay, 5 hours is also known as 1 hour plus 4 hours. And why did I separate that out? Because I want to account for the different rates. Yeah, so per bicycle, you have 1 times $8 and 4 times $5. So per bicycle, you will pay 28 actual dollars. Yeah, but we got K boys. So that means K bicycles. Did they rent 1 bicycle? No. K boys would be K bicycles. So that's $28 times the number of boys, K. In this case, the cost is 28K. Okay, the boys paid $3.50 for the rental of the bicycles. Ooh, doesn't that mean that this, okay, given that K is 11, how much change did the boys receive? So if K is 11, the charge would be 28 times 11. But they gave 350. So what's the change then? Whatever they gave the cashier minus the bill. And the change they received was $42. So Nigel bought W burgers at $6 each. You know there's a multiplication here. 4 popsicles at $2 each. Again, multiplication. Now find the amount of money Nigel gave the cashier if he received a change of $12. Okay, first find out what the bill would be. Yeah. So if 1 burger costs 6, 2 burgers you're gonna times 2, 3 burgers you're gonna times 3, W burgers you're gonna times W. 1 popsicle, $2 each. 4 popsicles, $8. Now we're going to find the bill here. It's 6W plus 8. So the amount will therefore be the bill plus the change that's given. So what's the bill? It's 6W plus 8. Popsicles and burgers, 6W plus 8. Don't forget, he received $12 in change. Right, so what did he actually hand to the cashier? It is 6W plus 20. Next, if W is 5, how much did he give the cashier? So 6W plus 20, okay, we're now just going to sub W equals to 5. That's $50. Samantha had M dollars. Doris saved 40 plus M more than Samantha. At this point, I like to make everything clear. So Samantha had M, Doris had 40 plus M more than whatever Samantha had. That actually simplifies to become 2M plus 40. Julie saved 24 less than whatever Doris had. So whatever Doris had minus 24. 40 minus 24 is 16. So this would be J's share. Find the total if M is equal to 50. Well, we can simplify the expression first, okay? And that is going to be M, 2M plus 40, 2M plus 16, simplified to 5M plus 56. So here, instead of writing M equals to 50 3 times, I just need to write it once. Okay, and therefore the answer is $306. Michelle bought 18 donuts, Y dollars each. You know we're going to multiply. 16 loaves of bread at $1.50 each. Again, we're going to multiply. She gave the cashier $100. What's her change? Well, we need to know the bill first. So 1 donut is Y, 18 donuts is 18Y, 16 loaves, $1.50 each, 24 actual dollars. So the bill is the sum of these two, but the change will be 100 minus that. Okay, from here, make sure you see this plus 24 here. It's going to be 100 minus 18 minus 24. Okay, do not write plus down here. And if you simplify the real numbers, it is positive 76 minus 18Y dollars. So this looks like a slightly weird format, right? With the unknown being negative and the positive number is the real number here. I know we are used to seeing like Y plus 76, sure, but this is correct. Next, sub Y equals to 2 for the change. Oh, we're going to sub Y equals to 2 right here. And that gives us $40. Jerry and Cindy share 3x minus $5. Jerry gets x more than Cindy. Well, if you want to make everything clear, that would be a good idea. So 1 unit is for Cindy and Jerry had 1 unit plus x dollars more than whatever Cindy had. The sum is 3x minus 5. So we can substitute x equal to 6 first. So what happens here? The total is therefore 2 units plus 6. And that will equal to 3 times 6 minus 5, by the way. So that will be equal to 13. Now, can we solve for 1 unit? Absolutely. So bring that positive 6 over, negative 6. 2u is 7. 1 unit is $3.50. So how much does Cindy get? 1 unit. So Cindy's share would be $3.50. So here we have a table showing the admission ticket prices to the zoo. Mr. and Mrs. Chan, so that would be 2 adults here, took their 70-year-old mother, senior citizen, one of them, and 12-year-old twins, that's 2 children here. How much did they pay for the admission tickets in total in terms of Y? Well, the first thing would be recognize what you're dealing with. 2 adults, 1 senior, 2 children. So 2 adults, 1 senior citizen, and 2 children. Sum up the terms here and you will get this. Next, Mr. Chan gave the cashier $150 if Y is equal to 7, which means we will substitute Y equals 7 here and take the 150 minus the bill and we get a change of $24. The total age of L, P, and D is 15p years. Linda is 3 years old. Well, we can make everything clear. 3 actual years old. Patrick, 3 units. Don, 1 unit, total 15p. What's Don's age? We're interested in 1 unit here. So form an equation, 3u plus 1u plus 3 is 15p. Combine 3u and 1u gets us 4 units. Move that positive 3 over, then divide that by 4. That will be Don's age in terms of p. Next, Patrick is 3 units, okay? So let's substitute p equals to 5 into 1 unit, shall we? Now 1 unit is found to be 18. Patrick is 3 units, so 3 times 18 is 54. A, B, and C total 4n plus 9. The mass of Alvin is okay. Looks like we have to make everything clear here. So A is 2n, Brian is half of Alvin, so whatever Alvin is, half that. That's n. The total is 4n plus 9. So to find Kelvin's age, we know that we have to take the total, subtract 2n, subtract n. And that's what we're going to do. Subtract 2n, subtract n, it's subtract 3n's in total. So that's going to be 4n minus 3n is n plus 9. Okay, what is the mass of Kelvin? Well, we have already found in terms of n, so let's substitute n equals to 35, and that gives us 44 kilograms. Suriana bought 4b kilograms of durian. So this is the amount that she started with. Then she ate 3 kilograms, gave b kilograms. Sisters ate half of the remainder. Okay, Suriana paid 52 for all the durians. Okay, we are working with 4b here. Well, if b is 2, what is 1 kilogram? Well, let's find out what 4b kilograms is, considering b is 2. So sub b equals to 2, 4b is therefore 4 times 2, that's 8 kilograms, costing $52 in total. Well, let's form an equation. 8 kilograms, $52. 1 kilogram, which is what we want, will be 52 divided by 8, $6.50. Now, let's draw a model to see what's going on here. Right, 4b is what she had at first, 3 kilograms eaten, b kilograms to the cousins. Now, what's left behind? That would be 4b minus b minus 3. So that's 3b negative 3, which we can write over here. Now what's half of that? Because half of the remainder, which is this one, were eaten by the sisters. Okay, that means half's left. If half was given to the sisters, half must be what's left behind. So what's the total that she had left in terms of b? It would be this expression here divided by 2, okay, in kilograms. Jia had 19A plus 3 stamps. Kathy had 8A fewer than Jia. Let's make everything clear again. That would be Jia 19A plus 3. Kathy, whatever Jia is, minus 8A. That would be 19A minus 8A, that's 11A plus 3. Bernice has 3A minus 2 more than Kathy. So let's add 3A minus 2 to this, which means 11A plus 3A is 14A. 3 minus 2 is positive 1. Now we are dealing with the total being 1151. Okay, so let's add everything up together, shall we? So Jia, Kathy, Bernice. Simplify. A is 26. How many stamps did Jia have? Well, we're interested in 19A plus 3. So that would be 19A, 19 times 26, plus 3, 497. So Letitia had n marbles at first. After she gave away half to her brother and another 26. So how would the model look like? N at first, half to the brother, which means she had half n left. From here, an actual 26 was given to her friend, which means it would be half n minus 26. Now I know this looks like a branch method. It's not. It's just my way of modeling what's going on in this situation here. Yeah. So from this remainder, 26 given, this would be half n minus 26. And we are told that this represents 17 actual marbles. Okay, we can solve for n. Find the value of n. So half n minus 26 is 17. Bring that negative 26 over to be plus 26. That gives us 42. Now if half n is 42, what's n? It would be 42 times 2. Therefore n is 84. Mrs. Kim had 18p dollars more than Mrs. Lee. So looks like there will be a spending here, and Mrs. Lee had twice. Okay, so it looks like one side will be unchanged. So let's show a model here. Mrs. Kim, 18p more than Mrs. Lee. Let's show Mrs. Kim spending 66p, shall we? Now, if this is going to decrease by 66p, that's way more than 18p, isn't it? So to show that, I'm gonna draw a red arrow here to show 18p given away, or rather spent. So what's 66p minus 18p? That's 48p here. After this spending occurred, what's left behind was Mrs. Lee 2 units and Kim 1 unit. From here, you can tell that 1 unit is actually 48p. Well, that's useful. So if 1 unit is 48p from the diagram, okay, what did Mrs. Kim have at first? Well, Mrs. Kim had at first would be 1 unit plus 66p. Right? Kim at first, 1 unit plus 66p. So that would be 1 unit, 48p plus 66p, 114p. Now, if p equals to 8, what did Mrs. Kim have left? Well, Mrs. Kim had 1 unit left, which means Mrs. Kim had 48p left, but we do not have to write 48p. It will be 48 times p equals to 8. And that's what we will do. 48 times 8 is 384 actual dollars. Judy had 5 N sweets. She ate 6 of them and gave N sweets to her sister. Looks like subtraction and subtraction. Then she packed the remaining into 3. That's a division by 3. So to model this, 6 were eaten, N given to sister. So that's 5N minus 6 minus N. So that's 4N minus 6, which we can put in that blank over there. Now, if this is to be split between 3 bags, I wrote boys, whoops, okay. Now, what's per bag? That's going to be 4N minus 6 divided by 3. Now, how many sweets in each bag then? Well, we're going to substitute N equals to 9 into this, and we will obtain 10. Mrs. Tan paid M dollars for 3 pies and 2 cakes. Each pie costs $4. Now, we realized that we can find 3 pies. The cost of that will be 3 times 4, yeah? Okay, how much did each cake cost in terms of N? So if 1 pie is $4, 3 pies would be 12. Given that we had M dollars at first, and this is $12 spent on the 3 pies, then 2 cakes must cost M minus 12. There you go. What's the cost per cake? That would be M minus 12 divided by 2. Now, the cost of each cake when M is 120 is therefore $54. Alex had 48 W dollars, Bob had 40 W dollars. So these are both in W. We can draw a model to reflect that. They each received an equal amount, so an equal block got added to each of them, and they had 1244 altogether. That's the amount received. How much did Bob receive from his parents in terms of W? So we're interested in one of these purple blocks here. Bob received from his parents. Well, we're going to take 1244 minus these 2 quantities and divide the result by 2. And that's what we should do. 1244 minus 48W minus 40W, and the result, half that. That's what we'll obtain. If W is 11, find the amount that Bob had in the end. Well, okay, so Bob after is this block here and that 40W. And if W is 11, I'm going to sub 11 into this expression here, as well as 40 times 11, since W is 11. And you would obtain $578. And that's it. That's all I have for you. Hopefully 60 questions later, you are now the master of substitution. Algebraic substitution, I should say. Right, take care.